Hi, I'm Dr. Timaree. My PhD is in human sexuality. Yes, that's a thing. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you about how to be a sex-positive person. So what does that mean? First of all, we have to define that term. To be sex-positive means that you think sex is good, sex is healthy, it's completely normal. The opposite of that would to think that it's shameful and doing it makes you a bad person and somehow less valuable than you were before. For this, the basic premise is that pleasure, things that make you feel good, are inherently valuable. That is a good thing. And so what makes sex good or bad is not whether or not it's sinful or whether or not it makes other people happy, but whether or not you like it and agreed to it. This is a fundamental human rights issue. If someone can tell you what to do with your body and what parts of you are allowed to touch, they control everything. And that's why all of the systems of oppression use sexuality to keep people in line. This is why sex positivity is intrinsic to all the other rights movements. If you're opposed to censorship, if you are for LGBT rights, if you believe in body positivity, you should be sex positive. What sex positivity is not is the idea that you have to fuck all the time or anybody at all. You fuck whatever you want, whenever you want, as long as they're cool with it too. Even if that means zero. The rest of the world is not sex positive. The rest of the world says that very specific types of sex is good. Only specific people are allowed to have it in very specific contexts for very specific reasons. There's a maximum and minimum amount that is allowed. That's bullshit. It's also bullshit that only certain bodies are allowed to be sexual or that only certain bodies are allowed to be seen as sexual. Everybody is sexual and everybody is sexy. How is this sex negativism reinforced? All the institutions of power, religion, government, schools, etc. People who are in positions of power use sexuality to stay in power. And then we internalize it and we take them seriously for no fucking reason. This is bad because it oppresses minority groups, obviously, like I've been talking about, but it also makes it impossible to do health interventions in an effective way. HIV became an epidemic because we were shrouded in stigma. This also affects individual people. They self-harm, they feel bad in their relationships because they don't feel comfortable asking for what they want. This results in discrimination, harassment, sexual violence. This is a serious fucking thing. So what are we gonna do about it? We are gonna talk about baseline for every single sexual interaction: consent, consent, consent. The ability to, and that it's fully expressed. It's also going to mean that sexuality is pleasure-focused. It's not about a goal. It's not about whether or not you did a certain thing in a certain amount of time and a hard thing went into a wet thing. It's about whether or not you liked it, whether or not you guys enjoyed it. And this would require a lot of fundamental changes in our culture, including comprehensive sex ed that is for everybody, not just for the people who are allowed to get married. And then access to health services so that you can follow through with this. Testing, contraceptives, etc. It's going to mean we change the way we think about sex and the way we think about gender. It's going to change how we perceive sex work. And as much hot fucking as you and your partners want. How do we change this? First of all, we have to be serious about consent. We're not serious about consent. We tell little kids, hug grandma. I don't care if you don't want to. Grandma is not a sexual predator, but the reason you think your kid should hug her is because she says she loves you and she does nice things for you. You are teaching that kid consent doesn't matter. Their body isn't theirs, and you give affection to people because you're supposed to. We also don't talk to kids about masturbation in healthy ways, and we also don't talk to each other in healthy ways. So be brave, tell people what you fucking want, listen to what they fucking want. There's not a right way, there's the way that you want. Sex is a jam session, like when musicians come together. You don't necessarily have a plan. It's only good if you're working together and collaborating. It also means being an activist all the time. Call out double standards, use the right terminology, just destroy all systems of oppression. All of them intersect with this.